Good evening, good night, good morning from whatever part of the world you are joining us from. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another exciting episode of B to the Third Power. Hey,
Yes.
Sherri.
Hey, girl, how are you?
I am fantastic.
Good. I see you have
Uh,
the giggles today.
Yeah. I think it's a beautiful day outside, right? The weather has been fantastic. I got out, got a little bit of fresh air today, and yeah, life is being pretty good today. Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah. Girl, for some reason, I actually woke up happy. And I'm not saying that I don't usually wake up happy, but today it felt like a weight was lifted off of my shoulders. It just felt really different. It was refreshing. I don't know why. Maybe because he's risen. I don't know. But I just woke up in a really, really good mood today. Really good
Yeah,
mood.
see, that's why you got the giggles. You got smile. Got the sunshine in.
Right.
Listen, well, we welcome each and every one of you tonight. We have an amazing show, but you know what we always tell you guys, go ahead, like, love, and share this episode because we're always providing some type of information that is uplifting, encouraging, maybe something entertaining, right? But there's somebody else that needs the information we're going to share today. And the only way they're going to get it is if, guess what? You share. All right. So make sure you share this episode. Then join the conversation in the comments. We are watching. We do pay attention. And we might even answer your question on air. So with that being said, Share Bear. Yes, I
Hey.
call her Share Bear. You can't call her that. Share Bear. Let's go on and
All,
catch up.
all on the clubhouse and everything. Okay. On the clubhouse, Sherri Bear. No, y'all can't call her that, but I can call her that.
Hey, that's my name. That's my
So then
name.
everybody's like, okay, Sherri Bear.
Listen, but it was so appropriate for me to call you that, right? So as we're catching up, my girl Sherri, she was the keynote speaker or the speaker of the hour, whatsoever one you want to call her, of the room coming back from a setback, right? Yeah, and she was sharing her story and she was sharing a word of encouragement to the people. She did a phenomenal job. And I listen, you go on, you support your folks, and then you gotta talk when you loving up on them, you talk to them like you would normally talk to them. So that's what I did. That's my Share Bear. I call her Share Bear on
Sherri
here.
Bear.
But I tell y'all can't call her that if you see her in person. You gotta call her Sherri. But you know that's what I call her. So yeah, but she did a phenomenal job. Yes, I'm always telling her story, what she did. I sure did, because she forgets sometimes. Anyway, what else you do this week, girl?
Well, I thank you for that, but let me tell you guys, Lynn also came into the room and off the cuff, like no practice, no thought about it. Sister girl dropped some gems. Let me tell you, if y'all are not hip to what Lynn brings to this show and to her other shows, you better get hip because off the cuff, she came up with a whole talk in 2 minutes. Well, it was like table topics from Toastmasters. I love it.
Listen, what they always say, always be ready.
That's
Always
right.
be ready. And
Always be
sometimes you
ready.
ain't ready, but you still got something to say to people. But
That's
it was
right.
so much fun. And I'm so
It
proud
was.
of you. And listen, I can't tell all her business, but let me tell you, Miss Sherri Cook, that baby girl over there, she has some amazing things coming down the pipe, y'all. Listen, she has some amazing things. I'm so proud of her. I cannot wait for you for the information to be
Right.
unleashed for her to share because it's amazing. That's all I'm gonna say. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And I definitely cannot wait to drop the news. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But I tell you what, it's because of this show and it's because of you and several of the people in my corner that push me to get outside of my comfort zone. Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I talk about all the time, encouraging people to get out of their comfort zone. And guess what? little old me was stuck in her comfort zone. So I had to get past that. So I appreciate you and a few other people that have definitely played a role in getting me out of my comfort zone. She ready.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
But yeah, I had an awesome weekend. Awesome weekend. What did you do? Because already know what I did. So what did you do?
So I'm super excited because one of my authors, for those of you that don't know, I do have a company, a multimedia company, and publishing is part of that company. Online broadcast production, hello, B3rdPower, and the other ones are part of it too. But excitedly, I have an author that's in pre-release right now, and we put her book out this week, yesterday, as a matter of fact. So I'm excited for her as she is telling her story. And like I said, I encourage her because Sherri says it all the time. She has a saying where she's like, the greatest stories are found in the graveyard because most people take their stories with them. I am encouraging people not to do that. And so it was super exciting to help my author begin to bring her project to life. And so that's one of the great things that happened over this past weekend, and it's going on for the rest of this month. So those of you who are following me, stay tuned, find out how you can get a copy of the book, because I promise it's going to bless your life. But for the most part, I would just say, I think that's about it. I got some amazing things coming too. I'm not gonna share it just yet, but I have some great things. Sherri and I are busy, you guys. I would just say God is truly opening some doors and making some opportunities, some things that Sherri and I have looked forward to doing for a while. And now we're getting the opportunity to do those things. And it's quite amazing starting to see some of these things come to fruition,
I'm just going to throw this out there. I know we hadn't discussed it, but I want you guys to definitely stay tuned to B3rdPower as we are making some different moves here as well. Yes. And we want you all to continue to stay involved and continue to subscribe to the YouTube channel. But B3rdPower is making some moves. Yes. And we are really excited for the direction that it's going. So, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And I promise you, you're going to find out. We're not going to be like holding you out for weeks and weeks at a time. Within the next couple of weeks, we will be making the official announcement of exactly what B3rdPower is up to. So definitely stay engaged. Follow us on social media. We're very active on Facebook. So you can check us out there to get further information on that. But without further ado, we do have an amazing show in order for you. Look, don't be saying it like you know what I'm going to say, Sherri.
I know what she's going to say.
We have an amazing show in store for you guys. We have with us tonight the Critics Corner. Jeffrey Lyles from Lyles Movie Files is going to come and share with us a few great things to keep our eye on and to watch. Then we're going to have Mr. Corey Brim join us from Sugar Rim Bar.
Yes.
And he's going to be telling us all the great things about his business that he has going on, because let's just be honest, things are opening up again. People are entertaining. There are weddings that are happening because it's wedding season, y'all. We're entering wedding season. So for those of you all who are looking for a bartender or looking for someone to help with your event, you're going to definitely want to stay tuned to hear what Mr. Corey Brim has to say. But with all of that being said, as my dear friend Alan always says for me now, go on, put it in the comments, Alan, because that Alan says it every week. Go and get your snack and come right back. Oh, healthy snack and come right back. We'll be back on the other side of this break with Jeffrey Lyles of Lyles Movie Files for the Critics Corner. This is B3rdPower. Global Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com. Welcome back to B3rdPower. Listen, this Critics Corner is sponsored by VZD Capital. And I'm excited tonight to chat with my boy, Jeffrey Lyles, because there's been some great things happening in TV, some things that are going away, some new things that are coming, and you know he's always going to keep us up to date on everything. So help me welcome Mr. Jeffrey Lyles. Hi, Jeffrey.
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. So, what do you have good for us today?
Okay, so like you said in the previous segment, people are starting to go back to the movie theaters and they're excited. And the first big blockbuster that we got was Godzilla versus Kong. I did not like the first, this basically the culmination of two spin-off films where you had a Godzilla movie, you had a Kong movie, and then you bring them together into one big movie where they're fighting against each other. Did
Right.
not like the first two all that. They had some cool scenes, but otherwise you could easily skip them. Not so for Godzilla versus Kong. This movie's crazy. It's awesome. They're just wrecking buildings, aircraft carriers, and they're fighting these neon-drenched Japanese skylight. It's amazing. Like it's so crazy and obnoxious, and it's just like, yes, this is what
Now, I was about to say it must be good because I took a trip through a local restaurant, and the person that was working the drive-through at the time, that's all he wanted to talk to me about. Like, he was like, "How's your weekend?" I was like, "It's great," and then or my week, whatever it was. But he was like asking me how my day was, and then he went in and talking to me about this movie, and I cracked up laughing because I was like, "Oh, this is what I get through the drive-through." So he was telling me how great of a movie it was. And I was like, okay, so this must be something to check out. I have not seen it yet, but I'm sure I'll probably catch a little bit of it when my husband watches it.
Yeah, it's exactly what we haven't seen in basically a year. We haven't had these check your brain at the door blockbuster movies where it's just action. You can fast forward past all the human dialogue that's just go to the two monsters slugging away and destroying property. It's a lot.
So it's a real
fun.
action film, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna go, oh wow, that scene had me just dramatically. None of that. It's just like, oh, it was nuts. Yeah,
awesome.
Lots of fun on that one.
Awesome.
And so that's available now.
Okay, HBO Max.
Have to go to the theater. Yeah, if you're still a little unsure about going to the movie theaters, you can watch it at home. Tune in on your HBO Max and check it.
I'm wondering how long that's going to keep up. I mean, I don't want to spend our time on that, but I'm definitely wondering how long is it going to keep up where we're able to still watch it at home via HBO Max as well as go to the theater if that's what we want to do. You know what I mean?
So
Because
here's the thing. They had a great weekend at the box office. They made 48 million, almost 50 million just over the weekend. But they also had a ton of people watching it on HBO Max. And Warner Brothers is committed to putting their films out in theaters and on HBO Max the same day for all of 2021. So it's not a thing
wow.
of, did it through this year. So if the results are the same, like they're getting a lot of views on HBO Max, I don't necessarily see them stopping this in 2022, especially if people who are still willing are going to the theaters and bringing these blockbuster movies 300 million. So it's like the best of both worlds for them, because they know there's going to be a portion of the population who's just like, yeah, I'm good on potentially catching anything.
Yeah.
And I kind of like watching things at home. And
yeah,
we got a whole year of
I was about to say, you know, I'm excited about being able to enjoy movies from the comfort of my own home. So I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So what else do we have that we should catch up on?
All right, so for those of you continue with that streamer mentality, Disney Plus they're now on the halfway point of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is continuing one of the major plot points from Avengers Endgame. Anthony Mackie's Falcon, Sebastian Stan's The Winter Soldier are trying to clean up some things after the retirement of Steve Rogers, aka Captain America.
Okay.
And Steve Rogers gave Falcon the shield to carry on as Captain America. Falcon was like, maybe not. I don't think everybody's ready for this. Let's just retire it. But America's like, nah, dude, we got to have somebody hold this mantle. And now it's a matter of how does Sam Wilson, a black man, kind of reconcile being replaced, even though he was hand-selected by his friend to be Captain America, and what America wants in their shining patriot holding the shield. So it's been really fun. It is same deal as WandaVision. You got the Marvel Studios blockbuster feel on the small screen, or if you've got a big TV, a big screen. But the special effects, the fight scenes are incredible. Acting's great. You get to learn a little bit more about these characters who we've only previously seen in these fight scenes and these action-heavy moments. Now we're seeing more of their personal life. Like, hey, did you know what an Avenger has to do to buy a house? I mean, it's really good. And like I said, so far they've done 3 episodes, 3 more coming up to wrap it. But it's been really good. It's basically watching a movie, and then it's like, oh shoot, here come the credits. It's a TV show. That's right, I forgot.
I'm gonna try to check that one out. I caught an episode of WandaVision, and I was so confused for a little bit. I had so many questions. So I'm like, huh? What'd you say?
Is it the first episode of WandaVision?
Yes, it was the first episode, and I was so confused. So
the trick with WandaVision,
okay, go ahead.
Watch. Like I think what happened, people were expecting one thing, and when they got something else, they're like, this show doesn't make any sense. But it really does. It's one of those deals you just have to trust that they know how to tell their stories, like they've done through all these movies, all these TV shows now. And when you get to the answers, it's like, oh, okay. And it's such a great payoff for it. But you have to just kind of like, okay, I'm not going to know everything as I watch. And like the first 3 episodes, you're going to be like, this is making sense still. But
Yeah.
come that 4th episode, it starts to.
I was like, I don't think I can continue watching this because it doesn't make sense. That's what I said. So you're saying give it another try. So this is going to be one of them one day when I'm binging, or one weekend when I'm taking a break to binge. I'll binge a couple of more episodes to see if it starts to make sense. But if not, I'm coming to get you, Jeffrey, because it don't make sense.
Through the 4th episode.
Okay.
That's the only thing I put my stake on this. If you watch through the 4th episode, I think you'll be hooked, and we'll keep watching.
Okay. Through the 4th episode. Y'all heard him. Y'all heard him. I'm gonna come get him if I don't get hooked after that. Okay, so what else do we have? I know we talked briefly. One movie that I did catch, which was pretty interesting, was because I was literally Googling a lot of stuff at the same time, which was Concrete Cowboys, but you said you haven't seen that yet. So I can't wait to get into that with you very soon. But in the meantime, what else do you have for us?
All right, so last time you asked me about some shows that were canceled, what's coming back.
Yes.
And I found a list of everything that is returning and what's it's kind of this weird time of year because they're still introducing new shows, and if they're terrible, they're not coming back. So the verdict's still out on a few. But here are a few shows that are not coming back. So if you watched any of them, prepare to be disappointed if you didn't already know they were wrapping up. So I got on NBC, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Connecting, and Superstore. On ABC, they're canceling Slumptown and United We Fall. Just 2 so far. On Fox, Bless the Hearts, Filthy Rich, Last Man Standing, and Next. And on CBS, they're canceling Mom and NCIS New Orleans. But they are bringing back CSI Vegas, which is crazy.
I was about to say, I heard that one. That used to be my favorite. Like that one, and then I watched a little bit of, no, I can't say. So I liked Vegas, and I liked what was that? Miami. I loved my NCIS Miami, and I loved NCIS Vegas. But I got lost after that. I didn't watch anymore after that. But I'm so excited about Vegas. But I think it's nostalgic. So I'm excited if we're bringing back some of the older characters. But if we're like moving on with completely new people, I'm not sure how I feel.
Now, the main characters are coming back. So it's going to be the full-on nostalgia trip. All your old favorites will be back. And they'll probably introduce a few new characters to take the reins a few seasons later. But it's a pretty easy show. They don't have to go run around and shoot and kick people. So all they have to do is investigate. They can be overdoing that.
And I was going to say, speaking of being nostalgic, you know that recently, I don't know if you're a big SUV fan. Yeah, I think it's SUV. Yeah, or SVU, Special Victims Unit, SVU. But they've recently brought back Stabler. And as I found out, not only did Stabler come back, but they're giving him his own spinoff show. So he has a whole new show that's coming. And so that's pretty amazing for all our SVU fans out there. So, yeah.
So that always pays off. It's a matter of keeping people engaged and like, oh, I want to watch this for more than one episode or two.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, especially if it was a show that was a really big hit. Like, you can't change it but so much, especially when in TV world, in my opinion, because there was a reason why people loved it so much. If you put a bunch of new characters in, it may or may not work, and people may fall off a lot faster than it would if you brought them back to exactly what they've loved all of this time, So like, I'm having fun. I know you don't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I'm having fun with Grey's Anatomy because this season I've seen so many people that I missed come back just for whatever's going on, that I'm like, okay, I'm feeling nostalgic with Grey's Anatomy. But yeah, so it works.
For that Grey's Anatomy paycheck. They weren't working during the pandemic, so they were like, let me come in and make a guest appearance real quick.
That could be it too. But do you have anything else for us? Anything else we need that's coming out that we might need to take a look at? Or
I feel like most folk aren't going to be ready for Mortal Kombat yet, so I'm going to hold that off on my list of recommendations because that's coming in the end of April. This is kind of another slow period. They're still trying to figure out how they're rolling out their movies. They're still kind of like, we noticed a bunch of delays in the last few weeks. Black Widow was set to come out in May. Disney's pushed that back to July. Now it's going to come out in theaters and on Disney Plus. So it's one of those deals where it's still very fluid. TV shows are being put on hiatus because of COVID outbreaks. So even though people may be over it, the pandemic is not done. And we still have to kind of wait to see how our TV shows and movies are going to actually come out to us. But yeah,
and I was like, that's a great point though, because we're used to shows running from September to May. A lot of them didn't even start until like November because of COVID, and now a lot of them have had to end a lot earlier than they anticipated because of COVID outbreaks. And I'm not in Hollywood, but I've heard some things from some people that's working in the industry where, of course, this is their business. This is how they get paid. So actors and movie theaters and television production companies, they want to get their shows done. But at the same time, the state is like, No, because this is not helping our goal in, in eradicating COVID and bringing down our cases. So it's kind of like we're going to keep working, and the state is like, but we don't want you to. And so they've been going head to head. So it's just been an interesting time in the entertainment industry for sure, especially for those in the TV world that love catching our shows each and every week. But stay tuned, because as you can see, our boy Jeffrey definitely keeps us updated with the latest and greatest that's happening in the TV and film industry. He's giving you guys a lot of great things to check out, and we're so grateful for you. So Jeffrey, thank you so much for your time tonight in the Critics Corner. And now we're going to do what we need to do, which is going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Sherri will be sitting down with Corey Brim of Sugar Rim Bar. This is B3rdPower. Global Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com.
Are you serious? I had it on mute all that time. Wow. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and bring Corey up from Sugar Rim Bar, the leading mobile event company here in the Washington, D.C. area. Corey, hello. How are you?
Hey, good evening. I'm living the dream. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm sitting here just to talk. You think we'd have a hang of this whole thing by now, right?
Hey, you was going.
I was going. I was ready to go if I didn't get to go. So thank you so much for joining us. As you see, we're really laid back here, and we try to, get some information across to our viewers. But I just want a brief introduction of who Corey Brim is in the DMV.
Oh, Mago? Oh, well, we own so I have a mobile event business called Sugar Rim Bar. We do parties, events. Prior to COVID, we were doing parties, festivals, events. We did an average of about 15 to 20 events a week. And like I said, prior to COVID, we were booked. We did that every week for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm. So how have you been affected by COVID?
Well, when it first happened, I mean, it decimated everything. I mean, we didn't have any business. I mean, but no one had any business. So, but coming out of it slowly, we were able to, I was able to pivot a little bit. So like this, StreamYard didn't exist, right? We weren't doing this prior to COVID. So we did virtual mixology classes. We met with clients virtually. It definitely, it definitely made us look at our business a little bit differently. And as we're coming out of it now, we've been doing smaller events. And I have noticed that people are doing, they're having better quality events. So it may be like 40 people, but now they're spending more money on like the decor. They're making the experience a lot better now.
Yeah, I tell you, the bounce back is real with this COVID thing, huh?
Yeah.
But like you said, it has taught us a different way to look at our businesses. Even the show here, we've just had to do some things just a little bit differently. So, I really think it's been a curse and a blessing all at the same time. But
True.
I'm so glad you were joining us. So tell us, I know you did a lot of community moves over the last year. Can you tell us how you're doing with that?
Yeah, so I guess they say like I guess they call it like what do they say, like idle time is the devil's workshop. So because I wasn't doing 20 events a week, but that didn't turn my brain off. So right. I would pick up these little pet projects and things that I didn't get done and things I want to accomplish, and then giving back has sort of always been the forefront of. I wouldn't be where I'm at if someone didn't help me out. So, we did stuff like, we went to Texas and, whenever there was like a hurricane or something, we donated some stuff or, feeding people in DC or clothing people, or it was just everything, taking care of hotel bills, whatever we could do.
Because you truly have a comeback story, a coming back from setback story. Would you like to share with us any part of that briefly?
Sure, yeah, I can talk about it now.
Right.
You know what? The thing, if anybody's watching this, if you're going through something, you don't want to talk when you're in it, when you're in the storm, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want nobody to know about it. You don't want to talk about it. I can talk about it now. So yeah, it's like 2008. The world crashed, and I was doing finance then, and then I lost my job. Well, I got fired from my job. I didn't lose it. I got fired, and then I fell into. I don't know. I don't want to call it, like people say I was depressed. I just wasn't motivated. I didn't want to go to get a job. Didn't want to go work at Target. I didn't want to go work at UPS. And I'm not knocking nobody that's doing that, but I didn't want to be no entry level. I didn't want to be working at a warehouse loading a tractor trailer at 4 a.m. And so I lost everything. Lost my house, cars, money, marriage, everything fell. And then I just stayed that way for a long time, for about 2 years. And then slowly kind of getting back on my feet, got some jobs, making some money. But there was a pivotal moment when I was sleeping in the bathroom. I wasn't homeless, but I didn't have no money to get home. So I was sleeping in the bathroom, and I went down on my knees and I started praying. Now I had prayed before, but I ain't never prayed like this. This is for real. I was like, you gotta get God on the main line.
On the main line, right?
Yeah. And then from that moment till I believe to this day, I've kind of been moving in that direction, right? Being positive, not letting things get to me, beating back the depression, but then coming out of it, just realizing that, a lot of what I had done in my life was my fault, and then owning up to that, and then making a concentrated effort. Okay, so look, I'm human. You're gonna make mistakes, but if I make 10 mistakes today, maybe I just make 9 tomorrow, and then the day after that I make 8. And I think sometimes we're just so hard on ourselves. We try to fix everything in a day. It ain't gonna, I knew that it was gonna take time, but no matter how long that time may have taken, the question is, are you willing to put in the work? And so for me, it was like, yeah, okay, well, let's get to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I remember following you on Facebook. For those of you that do not follow him, you can simply type in his name on Facebook and you can follow him and everything that he's doing with Sugar and Bar, and even his inspirational quotes and some of his questions and some of his posts. And you can, yes, follow Corey.
Yeah,
But
keep it real because some of my stuff be a little crazy too. So
sometimes be a little crazy.
a little crazy.
But it's all good, but he's real. And I love that. I love that about you, that you're real, you're honest, you're very authentic with what you go through, what you experience. So to any of our viewers, we're always about building the entrepreneurs and building them up. And there are people out there with ideas and dreams. And like we mentioned earlier, people pass away, dreams dead in the grave. Can you give any motivation to those who are starting a business, thinking about starting a business, or they sitting there talking about, what do we always hear? I don't have the money.
Right. They the biggest. I know it sounds cliche, but you really just got to jump. You really just have to, like, so many people wait to, like, they got to have like my website's not right, and the business. Man, listen. Ain't nobody looking at all that. Ain't nobody looking at your website. Ain't nobody. You hand them the business cards. You know what people do with your business cards? They throw them on their desk. So you're putting too much energy into. Yes, you should have a website. Yes, you should have business cards. Yes, you should have T-shirts and merchandise. But launch the business. Like just tell everybody Start. It's like the old. Remember the old the old Avon or the vacuum. Go door to door, just knock on some doors, get a whole bunch of doors shut in your face. But somebody's going to say yes. Somebody has to buy a vacuum. Like they ain't stopped making vacuums. People still buying them. So you just got to get out there and beat the pavement. And is it going to be easy? No. But I tell you one thing though. When I started 15 years ago, there was no StreamYard, there was no Zoom, there was no Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok. None of that stuff existed. None
Tell the truth. Come on now. Tell the truth. None of that.
All of that stuff is free. All that stuff is free. All you got to do is take your phone and start creating. And no matter, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have misspelled words. You're going to be in your StreamYard and this book is going to fall off the thing. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Right. Now that is real talk, because we come up with a whole lot of excuses and we come up with a lot of things. And for real, it's that false evidence appearing real. It's really not even just get started. We're not saying quit your full-time job and just jump into it. We're saying to just simply get started. So I truly love that bit of advice.
You gotta make money though, Sherri. Gotta make money. That's another thing. I see people saying stuff like follow your passions, follow your dreams. Listen to me, y'all. You better make some money. You out there, you better make some money.
You better make some money. So, I said earlier, as I was speaking to a group of young people earlier, and I told them that one thing that I know that I did that was able to help me jump was that I had to own and acknowledge where I was with me. Mm-hmm. So at what point did you really get to know Corey? Was it before you got started? What was that jump?
No. It was, look, I think my story is a little bit different than most people, because even when I had no money, even when I had no website, no business cards, no trucks, no clients, no nothing, I had a belief. I'm telling you, when I came up out that prayer, it was God, not me and God. It's like and listen, I'm serious, man. Like I knew that I was going to be something. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I was like, I'm just going to give it all over. Whatever God tell me to do, we're just going to do it. And then I just stayed deep in that. So I always knew, even from day one, I always believed that this was going to be successful. But I remember I had done other businesses. I had started other things. I had done other projects, and I never, and this was something that I committed to myself. When looking back, I never went all in on anything. I gave it a good try. I did it a little whatever. This was the first thing, and I didn't even go all in on my marriage. This was the first thing I took all my chips and pushed them to the middle of the table, and I was like, okay, I'm all in. God, let's go. And once I had that shift in my mind to do, like there was no backup plan. I wasn't going to do this for a little bit, and then if it didn't work out, no, this got to work.
This was it. This was it.
That's it.
Yeah, and you are running with it. You really are. I love your entrepreneurial spirit because it does take an all-in attitude. You know, you've got to work that business in order for that business to work. It's going to take some hustling, some sacrifice nights, some nights of no sleep, and all of that. But I love that about you. And I see that on your website you have it says dreams die hard. Can you tell me about what is dreams die hard? Never give up me.
Well, no, I got this book.
Yes.
A little shameless plug.
Go ahead, do it.
This book called Never Give Up. So, but prior, I always go back in my mind to prior, because like the sugar and bar phase of my life, like the pursuit of happiness, that's the good part. That's the good part. But I remember when I would have, like, you would want to do something. Like, I'm a like caterer. Like caterers always say, like, I'm gonna get a restaurant. But you know how many people just they never write the book. You know how many people want to write a book and they never write they're watching this now, be like, he's so right. You're pointing at yourself. Well, I know somebody named Lynn Tate that you can give a call. Like,
don't talk about it, because she'll come up here and blast me right on the show. So don't say nothing.
I got a good friend that you can call, Sherri. I'm gonna connect y'all too after this. I'm gonna connect y'all after this. Make that happen. But I would see people that would want to do something, and I use the book as the easiest analogy because everybody has a book, especially us Black folks. Everybody has a book inside of them. We all have a book inside of us, and they never write the book. Like they it's got to be perfect. And look, man, my book ain't perfect. It ain't perfect. But I done sold 500 copies of this joker. So when you don't complete those things, they die within inside you. Your dreams die inside of you. And like you have brought up, you end up realizing how short life is, and then you start having regret. And then so here you are, you blink, and you're 70, 80, 90 years old, and you get ready to check out of here, and you start thinking of all the things you didn't do and what I should have did this. I ain't dying like that. I'm checking off everything. I ain't got no bucket list.
Right. You got nothing but time. Every day that you wake up, you're blessed to get this thing right again. Hello? Go on and take advantage of that time and do something with it, because, it's what we leave our children, not necessarily financially, but what we put in them and what we leave them as far as a legacy is concerned. And that's what it's all about.
Right. Right. And that's what I was, so my kids, my parents are perfect parents, right? I don't think I'll ever match my parents, but what I do is fill in the gaps where they didn't teach me about real estate, stocks, life insurance, nothing. My parents went to work. They provided. They put food on the table. The lights was on. I never went without anything. So, but for my kids, I want to instill them. We live in a different world. I want to prepare them for the world where credit is something that they need to know about. Like, my kids are older, but I told them that at 15. My kids at 18, they had 700 credit scores. They all had credit cards. I got them all vehicles. I'm empowering them, showing them how they can. Now they may not be an entrepreneur. I don't mind them getting jobs, but you're not going to just work to get a paycheck. Let me show you how you create money, passive income, residual income, and then it's my duty as their dad to like get properties, deed it over to them, and the stuff that we should have been doing
from the jump. From the jump, what we should have been doing from the jump. And it's in our generation needs to start doing things differently. And I see a lot of us doing those things differently. So, I appreciate the videos that you do. Sometimes he'll do these quick videos, guys, and he's not going to give you a whole lot of information, but he can definitely pull you in where you really start to think like, let me see if my Get Upside app is still right here. Let me see. Yes, I still have my Get Upside app. Yes. And when you know better, you do better. Right. So when you come on and share information with the community, like you say, hey, listen, I ain't gonna keep dropping these gems on y'all and y'all not doing nothing with it. Trust me, we are doing something with it. I have my Get Upside app.
You know what's crazy is Facebook is weird though. Like YouTube is completely every platform has its own sort of like algorithm thing. Like Facebook is really weird. YouTube, I think YouTube is way different than Facebook. Instagram is different than everything. They're all kind of different, but I do get on there and do my look, I ain't gonna be giving y'all this information too much long because I get tons of inbox messages. People really, they may not say it on Facebook, but they inbox me and say, look, man, I downloaded that app or I closed that deal, or I went and got that, you said this and I went and did it and it worked. And as long as they're doing that, I'm good with it, because at the end of the day, like Harriet Tubman said, man, I'd have saved a whole lot more if they knew they were slaves. Some people just ain't gonna wake up.
Some people just ain't gonna wake up. Yeah, some people not. Hello, but I know as entrepreneurs, a lot of times, it's hard because we pour into people a lot. And especially when we're doing good in the community and on our missions and everything, it's a lot. It's really draining. And I know I've sent you messages about just sometimes how draining it is.
Yes.
Because although we love this and although this is, what we love to do and giving back, it is very draining. To anybody, do you have any advice on how to press forward or how to maybe do some self-care in that process of giving back?
Vodka. No, I'm just messing. A lot of drinking. Whole lot of drinking.
Whole lot of coffee. Drink it.
No, seriously. With some things, I could talk for 5 hours on this topic, but some things that we really need to do is, especially us as people, we have got to learn to let some people go. You got people that you keeping around you. I don't know why you keep them around you. You think that you need them. God put everything inside you that you need. You got everything around you to be successful. You don't need to be holding on to a dead relationship, trying to build business with some. You know how many people are business partners and one person's doing all the business and the other person's reaping all the benefits? Cut that joker loose. Because if you can do it, what is that saying that people say? Like, I can do bad by myself. Like if you're doing all the work, just do it. And then once you're able to make that break, that cosmic break and that energy break, then what you do is you go out and you find your tribe. There are people out there there are people out there that you ever see how funny it is how some people just want to see you succeed, and it feels weird that somebody helps you. You don't even know this person, but they always helping you. Every time you in a whatever, here comes Sue with this pie. Why she always bring? And how does she know that I was hungry?
Right.
God, that's your tribe. And if you learn to watch the signs and see what's happening around you, you'll learn how to, place your business and your life in a better footing. And it's every day. It's one day at a time, because you could lose it as you could work every day for 3 years and you make one mistake and you just erased all your hard work.
Everything that you did.
You gotta stay plugged in, man, daily.
Pink slip, and they let you go. So learn how to let go. Let go of the. Let them go.
When I say let go, I'm serious, man. Delete them out your phone. Block them on Facebook. They got it. You can't. They can have no access to you.
None.
Ladies, stop calling that man's mama. Stop calling her.
Stop calling his mama. Now you calling his mama? Are you serious?
They trying to cut him loose.
That's right. I love it. I truly do. I am so glad that you were able to join us. I see you, vodka, coffee.
No, it's just water. It's just water.
We'll take that though. Do what you do. Do what you do. But yeah, so listen, go ahead and tell everybody how they can reach you. And yeah, go ahead. It's yours.
So if you type in pretty much Sugar Rim Bar, you'll find me. So we're on, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Our website is up. We're everywhere. I'm always making videos. So I'm not hard to find. So any if you need any advice or whatever, just set up, call me.
Go. And if I'm not mistaken, I know that we said that you're based in the DMV, but if I'm not mistaken, you do events outside of the DMV.
No, man, you come over here and talk about Sugar Rim Bar in the DMV, man. I am global.
Okay.
Okay. We do. Listen, we got a company motto. Our company motto is cut the check. You cut the check, we there. We do events every. Right. I don't care where yet. Man. We do it. So we're we're based in the DC metro area, but we again, prior to COVID, we were doing events in Miami, California, New York, Pennsylvania. I'm gonna leave out a bunch of places, but yeah, all across the country, doing activations, doing events. And just like I said, I know it sounds cliche, but if you do good work, people just refer you. They just And then the same thing that you're doing, whatever you're doing, if you cutting grass, if you a lawn person cutting grass, you think they don't need their grass cut in LA? You don't think people need their grass cut in Kansas? You just need to, expand your net out.
That's right. Cut the check.
And if they paying, is they paying?
Right.
And we need them checks to clear before we leave. I understand. Listen, I don't chase nobody for no money. Life is so good now, because of technology, because of you can pay me electronically. I don't even have to be in the same room anymore to do deals. Right. Just electronically send over the paperwork.
Right.
I love it. I wish. If I'd have done this 20 years ago, I'd be a multimillionaire right now.
I know that's right. Well, you are on your way. Okay. Listen, y'all. He is definitely on his way. Look, you better friend him now because you ain't going to be able. Huh?
I received that.
Okay. All right. You better friend them now because you ain't going to be able to friend them later. Okay.
I don't already shut that door. That window's already closed. Done.
It's done. That's done. Okay. So
no new friends.
We'll figure out another way.
Hit the follow button. You can follow. Hit the follow button.
You can follow. I'm with it. I'm with it. Thank you again for joining us here on B3rdPower, where we are being intentional, bridging gaps and building communities. We've just had another successful interview with an amazing entrepreneur that is going places and doing big things, y'all. So make sure that you go follow Corey Brim. We will have to go to a quick commercial, and then we're going to come right back.
Thank you for having me, Sherri. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Global Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com. Welcome back to B3rdPower. I told y'all we had an amazing show. I don't know about you, but I spent my whole time just about backstage cracking up laughing at Sherri and Corey. Listen. Oh, man. I got tears in my eyes.
That was fun. Yeah.
Yes. And look, dropped so much good information. I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, wasn't going all in. So let's talk about that.
Oh, yes.
That is so true. You know, you're expecting to get something out of something, but you're not even putting your whole effort into it to make it work. That's real. You know, business, you out here talking about you're an entrepreneur and trying to start a business, but you're not putting your whole self into making that thing work. How do you expect it to work? Then you expect somebody else to put in more than what you're willing to put in.
Right.
It just doesn't go. Then talking about
that work.
Exactly. Then the educating your kids financially, teaching them how to take care. So many households miss that lesson. But listen, it's not too late for us to teach our children how the lessons that we've learned and how to better manage your money so that they can be more successful than we were from the lack of knowledge. So many more. Okay, but I'm not going to go any further.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been sitting here. Oh, wait. And the biggest one, we talk about this all the time, and this is one of my biggest pet peeves. Some folk you just got to let go. Everybody's not meant to go with you. It's no love lost. It does not mean that you don't love them. It just means that where I'm going, we are not going in the same direction.
Yeah, I'm going east. You going west.
And it doesn't work. Not to mention the fact it becomes draining at a point. And then some people are just energy vampires. They're there to suck the life out of you, suck your energy away so that you're not able to go do the things that you need to do to fulfill your purpose. Listen, so many great things shared tonight. I hope you got some good nuggets, and I hope you're sharing with your friends and family that need to hear the information that was shared tonight. And even if it's you that you know somebody need to let go of, don't be selfish. Still share it with them anyway, so they can get on and get what they need, and you can get on and get what you need. Yes, that.
You did. Okay.
Listen, we are so grateful to you guys for tuning in tonight. It has been a phenomenal show. Thank you so much to Jeffrey of Jeffrey Lyles Movie Files for joining us in the Critics Corner tonight. He's giving you guys some great stuff to look forward to. Some of your favorite shows may be going away, but there's still some great things for you to check out. I think he said check out the Godzilla and Kong movie. It's good, especially for those that like action films. Check that out. I'm going to go give WandaVision another chance. I'm going to try episode 2. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try episode 2, 3, and 4. But then after that, y'all know I already said I'm going to come back and get him if I don't get hooked after number 4.
He said after 4.
He said after 4 I should be good. So he usually on point. I hope he on point with this one.
So if it's 4 that you have to watch, how many more do you have to watch after that?
I don't know, but I would really like to be hooked after episode 1. So it makes watching 2, 3, 4, and the rest easier. That's just my point. No shade, y'all. But anyway, and thank you so much to Corey for the nuggets of wisdom that he's dropped. Look, he even talked. He more than the bartender, y'all. He more than a bartending owner. He gave so much more in there. If you missed it,
yes, go get the book so you can get some more of them gems. Just go get the book. Listen, and not only that, but if you tuned out because you thought it was going to be all about entertainment and bartending, that's your fault. Because you know we don't just bring people on here that's not bringing extra value to your life. So that's your fault if you tuned out. You better go back and watch the replay so you can catch all the good nuggets he dropped. There you go. Period. That's how the young people say. Period.
Listen, shout out to James. He just said, yes, give it till after number 4. It gets better. He said that in the comments. Okay, James.
And then James said 9 episodes. So it's actually 9 episodes altogether, I guess.
Yeah, altogether. Okay. So I will check that out. We do want to, I saw this earlier and I want to definitely give a shout out, and I'm sure Sherri will not mind this one. Alan is one of our faithful viewers. He's a big supporter of B3rdPower, and his wife Randy just celebrated her birthday. We cannot let this episode close without showing Alan and Randy major love. You guys don't know how much they support us. Y'all always talking about Alan. That's right.
Yes,
Alan loves up on us. He supports us not just on B3rdPower, but with other things that we're doing.
Right.
But we gotta show love to those that are constantly holding us down and loving up on us. So happy birthday, Randy. We hope
Happy
you
birthday,
had a
Randy.
fantastic birthday and you're continuing to celebrate the rest of this month, right?
They're awesome. I love them.
Aren't they? Yes.
They are.
All right. Oh, she said thank you. Awesome. All right. Well, you know, our time is up.
Yeah.
It always happens when we're having fun. Time always flies. Sherri, is there anything you want to leave with our viewers before we go tonight?
You know what? We're crunched for time right now, but I must say that you know, I'm looking forward to where B3rdPower is going. Make sure that you guys follow us and subscribe on YouTube at B3rdPower. We have things coming up, and don't forget that if you have someone that you want to nominate or you want to appear on B3rdPower, because we're a global show, honey, we're going places. Make sure that you send us an email at B3rdPower@gmail.com. That's all I need to say. I'm Sherri, and I'm done.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. But just to piggyback on what Sherri is saying, we are looking. We're going to be more specific. We are looking for those game changers. We are looking for those that are those business owners, especially local businesses. If you have a local business that you think is doing amazing work and that you want to have featured, please make sure you let us know. Send us a message either on Facebook. We are B3rdPower. You can find us on Facebook at B3rdPower or B to the third power. Either one should make us come up. Or you can send us an email again at B3rdPower@gmail.com. It's very important because we told you got some great things that B3rdPower is doing. And one of them is we are shining a light on the amazing businesses and organizations that are in our communities doing great things, and we want to make sure that the community at large is aware of you. And the only way they're going to do that is if you, what I always say, y'all, sharing. So now you got to share that information with us so that we can go and talk to the people and share information about these companies and these small businesses, y'all. Listen, if you don't share with us, how are we going to support them? Right?
Right.
I'm done fussing. I'm gonna get on up on my soapbox on that one. But anyway, it's been an amazing episode. I've had fun. I hope you had fun too. Make sure you share this with a friend or a loved one that you know could utilize the inspiration that has taken place tonight, or that needs some good entertainment or a good laugh with the movies that have been suggested. But this is B to the Third Power, where we are being intentional, bridging gaps, and building community. And baby, the biggest thing we can tell you is to remember that today is a fantastic day to make a difference in the lives of those around you. I'm Tate.
And I'm Sherri Cook.
And this has been B to the Third Power. See you guys next week.